So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Rahu in the 10th house of your D9 Navamsa chart. And what happens when Rahu, which is the north node of the moon, known as the dragon's head or the head of the serpent, is in the 10th house of one of the most important charts in Vedic astrology, which is known as Navamsa chart, which is a chart of marriage, which is a chart of the second half of your life, which is a chart that shows the strength of your planets. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular Rahu, what sign is placed in, how it's in your birth chart, what nakshatra is placed in the birth chart, and all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report under the shop section, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Maga Vedic Astrology Academy, where I actually teach you everything about the Navamsa chart. So anyway, let's get started with Rahu in the 10th house of your D9 Navamsa. So when Rahu is in the 10th house, okay, and you got to understand this is not something I'm discussing when Rahu, let's say, is being conjunct a certain planet or is aspected by a certain planet. I'm simply talking about Rahu in the 10th house. Okay, so when you say, well, my Rahu is doing this and this, not this, that's because it's being manipulated by other planets and other grahas. However, what I will tell you will be the foundation, meaning you will see this happen. So what is the 10th house of Navamsa chart? See, 10th house of Navamsa chart not only just represents your reputation, your image, and dealing with authorities and the government, just like the birth chart, but 10th house represents the image of your marriage. What is it that manifests in the marriage that is then put out into the world? What do people kind of like think of your marriage or think of who you are when you're married? Like your friend is single, you have an opinion about them, however they are, whoever they are. Then once they get married, then you may have a different opinion about them. Oh, they have become this. Oh, they have become that. Oh, they're now this. So with Rahu in the 10th house, clearly shows that through marriage, okay, and or even if you're single, through the second half of life after 36, when Saturn matures, you have a very outcast image of your marriage. Like, people, when they see you, they don't feel like, oh, that's an intellectual couple. Oh, that's a very intense couple. Oh, that's a very active and athletic couple. Or that's a very spiritual couple. No, they think of you as like, man, these guys are living in the 60s. These guys are one hell of hippies that I just don't get it. I don't understand. They do things like, man, they're crazy. They're going to Himalayas and now they're joining this Baba in this retreat, and then now they're, getting 10 cats and 7 dogs in their life. Dude, these guys are a little cuckoo. So this doesn't mean that you are cuckoo. It just simply means that you are breaking certain boundaries within marriage that is now giving this output of an outcast, like an aghori. You are like having this image of an aghori in your life. That's what this particular placement does. And especially through marriage, especially through activation of marriage, one's fame can suddenly blossom. Now, it could be a fame, it could be infamous. You can be an infamous or you can be having a fame. That all depends on what kind of karma are you putting out. What is it that the chart is showing? But here, it easily is able to give a person of mass fame in life, in the second half of life, and especially through marriage. Then, the other thing we see with Rahu in the 10th house is that you start attracting people in your life. Whether you're a man or woman, you will attract people. Whether they're obsessed with your looks, obsessed with your fame, obsessed with how your lifestyle is, but you attract people. It's in a way, even if you're not wanting to, they feel seduced by you when Rahu's in the 10th house. While on the other hand, Rahu in the 10th house will always make a person break boundaries in their work, break boundaries in their career, break boundaries in their obligation to society. So, for example, I've actually had this instance. I don't want to show the horoscope of this individual, but they were desperately wanting to work like for Red Cross or what is that? Blue Cross. And like they wanted to do some NGO work. They couldn't get in. They couldn't get in. So they're like, you know what? I'm tired of wanting to apply to these places and wanting to do things and nothing is happening. I'm thinking of opening up my own nonprofit organization or my own NGO like firm where I can help people and also get people who are not able to get in to such things and they can get in it through me. So you see how this person's kind of like, in a very unorthodox manner, breaking rules of society that, oh, you must work for an NGO in order for you to fulfill that NGO desire. Then this person was like, forget that. I've tried it. It hasn't happened. Let me now create my own NGO. So it's very innovativeness that comes into a person. Like if I cannot work for the king, all right, that's fine. I'll just become a king somewhere else. And then I'll have other people work for me. So these are the, nonconformist ideas that gets a person going in life. The other thing with Rahu in the 10th house, I have also seen that a person will either be in a relationship at least once or may actually marry somebody of a different culture, different ethnic background, or especially in foreign lands. And there's a huge spiritual influence that comes into a person's life in the second half. And this is really seen with the axis of Rahu and Ketu and their invisible effect on other houses. And even your spouse as well will be somebody who's going to be extremely unorthodox, will be perhaps following something or doing a career which not everybody wants to follow on the daily basis. And because Rahu is foreign, naturally a person will either be working with a lot of foreigners in their workspace. Their bosses could be a foreigner, or they might actually be in a foreign lands and surrounded by foreign co-workers. But usually one thing you want to be careful of is do not believe on bosses and authorities so easily, because you will be cheated. Anybody who comes in an authoritative figure in your life, whether it's your mentor, whether it's your bosses, somebody who wants to guide you, somebody who controls over you, they may cheat you of something. They may manipulate certain situation to get something out of you. So be careful of that. So if let's say Jupiter is, let's say, aspecting or influencing Rahu, then Jupiter is controlling Rahu. Jupiter no longer lets Rahu give that complete malefic effect, even though you still get it, but you will not, to a major extent. So again, these manipulation and these degrees of heaviness and lightness comes into play with other planets. And one of the things we see is this is a particular Rahu that will not only bring in wealth, but specifically it brings wealth without you asking. What does that mean? Meaning people are so drawn to you, they're so magnetically kind of like attached to you, that they naturally want to help you and give you money. Now, of course, if there's other planets sitting here influencing Rahu, they can either manipulate it, they can decrease the effect of Rahu, or even blossom it even more. So it all depends on how your Rahu is placed in the 10th house. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Rahu in the 10th house of your D9 Navamsa chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you don't know where your Rahu is placed, all the astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.